Hi, I'm Director Doc, and in this video I'm going to show you how I got the top score in Cowhop. So, first, my pet. I am using the Flying Spaghetti because it gives you a boost when you jump off of an enemy. It also gives you a boost when using the Super Jump, or whatever it's called. Now, before going into the game, you're going to want, like, a lot of coins, because we're going to be picking up as many power-ups as we can. These coins do nothing. I just thought I had a daily reward or whatever. Also, not that it matters much, but my full jump control is off. You can turn it on if you think it's easier for you. It doesn't matter. So right off the bat, we're going to collect these two boxes. Now, the dirt block is the worst item in the game. Not the worst item in the game. The worst item in the game is helium. Dirt block is probably the third worst item in the game, and the whoopee cushion is one of the best. So, pretty good items, and it's really good to get them while they're cheap. Like, those two boxes are 99 coins, and then you get them like right off the bat. So that's good. Now, what you're gonna want to do is you want to jump off of as many enemies as you possibly can, so you can fill your super jump. Super jumps come in real handy because you're invulnerable for the entire time you use it, and also it gets you a pretty big boost, obviously. And of course, if you can get really far without having to worry about losing, that's a good thing. These enemies are so slow. Whenever I come to an item box, I always pick it up. I didn't want the dirt block to activate there. Sometimes it can save your life, but most of the time it's a false alarm. Like, I had 2 jumps there, and actually it activated as I jumped, so yeah, I just wasted 99 coins there. As I'm going along here, I want to pick up as many coins as I can. I don't want to spend too much time picking up coins because I'm impatient, but if you can get coins, get coins. Because as you go up, power-ups become more and more expensive, and also, when you start a new game, you're going to want a lot of coins so that you can actually get the power-ups. So it's good in the early game, and it's good in the late game to have a lot of coins. Another dirt block, that's garbage. Now, sometimes what I would do is I would wait for a chest or a supply drop. Again, don't know the terminology. And then hope for some penguin wings. Spotify. Goomber. I go around you. What the penguin wings do is not only do they increase my movement speed and jump height, they will also increase my enemy boost and my super jump boost. So if I had a super jump ready, and then I got penguin wings, I can go, I don't know if it's exactly twice as much, but a lot further than what I would have gone without. Here I got the Hermes shoe. And there's absolutely no downside to picking up the supply drop items, and who knows, it could also be an extra life, which is the most valuable thing you can have in this game. Nothing is more expendable than an extra life. No amount of helium. I missed that. Yeah, sometimes I miss boxes because my enemy boost is so high I just skip over them. But remember, while you're in your enemy boost, you're invulnerable and you're getting really high. If I'd noticed that supply drop sooner, I would have gotten it. Oh, I noticed that too late. Yeah, even if you don't get like the super enemy boost, you still go pretty high with the flying spaghetti. Now the two items that I'm looking for are the spring and the sad rain cloud. The spring increases my jump height, and of course my enemy boost and super jump boost. And the sad rain cloud only increases your enemy boost and super jump boost. I only want one spring because two springs gets pretty difficult to control pretty quick. And the sad rain cloud because whenever I jump off an enemy and get the enemy boost, I'm invulnerable. And the higher I go while I'm invulnerable, the better it is. Now the Midas Gauntlet, I like the Midas Gauntlet. 2 Midas Gauntlets is actually what gave me like 3,000 coins to begin with. I would get to above 15,000 and then I would defeat as many enemies as I could, including these guys, because they give a lot of coins and there are a lot of enemies. The higher you go, the more enemies there are, and the more opportunities you have to get coins. So that's another reason why you want to defeat as many enemies as you can. And of course, the coin magnet just speeds things up. So you don't have to go all the way out of your way just to collect coins. I'm going to delay this super jump boost just until I get my next crate. That's what I'm going to call him. Didn't see that power up in time. It's okay, if you miss power-ups, that's okay. The only power-up that's like really mandatory is the whoopee cushion, because as you get to like 25,000, you run into a bunch of spikes, and having 3 jumps just makes it so much easier. And actually, I'm convinced that there is a jump that is not possible without the whoopee cushion or the spring. Whatever, I'll use this now. I wanted that guy, but oh well. Now the sword isn't super useful. A lot of times when I kill enemies, I just jump on their head. The potato is more useful than the sword, but I'm not too fond of either. I guess it makes getting enemies out of the way a bit earlier is kind of nice, but it's not too important. Now, if you get the coin magnet early on, it really speeds up the process, because there are fewer enemies, and the Midas Gauntlet is just as rare. Oh, come on, I jumped on that enemy. That's another reason why I hate the dirt block. But since the Midas Gauntlet is just as common as the coin magnet, and you can get either one of them early on, if you get the coin magnet early on, you get more coins from the start than you would at the end. I mean, the coin quantities do increase as your height increases, but the amount of enemies increases a lot more. And just like jumping off of enemies is kind of what jumping off of enemies is kind of what you want to do anyway. So the Midas Gauntlet is in the long run better, but it's still good to have both. Now the items are getting real expensive. And I think at this point I won't... no, I think I'll have enough from the next item that shows up. But yeah, they're starting to get like over 800 coins. I think once I have either the Sad Rain Cloud or the Spring, then I will stop collecting power-ups or paid power-ups and focus more on collecting coins for the next time I run. As you can see, now that I'm getting like a lot more enemies on the screen, I'm getting a lot more coins. I'm defeating as many enemies as I can, getting all the coins I can, because coins are important. I was lucky. Now I'll use this. So I used my super jump after I got the crate, because the crates are so often, and of course, like I said earlier, I want penguin wings, but that time I didn't get penguin wings, so I just used it to get it out of the way. You're always at risk of losing your jump by simply falling off or running into an enemy, or just doing something. Clover is kind of nice. Increases my chances of getting the penguin wings. Extra lives are also good. And, of course, double coins are always good. There are no bad crate power-ups, but I would say my least favorite is the Hermes boots. Typically, when you have the double coins multiplier, you want to collect as many coins as possible. And when you use your super jump, you just run into a lot of coins and enemies at the same time. So that gets me a lot of coins really quickly, because of course, the double coins multiplier is time-based. Whoops. I was a bit early on that jump, so I jumped when I didn't want to. So now I'm at like 16,000, and if you'll notice, the disappearing blocks disappear so fast that I don't even lose my enemy boost. You can tell by the smoke particles coming out from underneath my feet that I still have the boost. And what that boost does is... I wanted to hit that. It increases your movement speed and your jump height. Now what you see here is there are 8 coins on either side of the screen. Usually after that, there are these 8 coins right in the middle. That time there wasn't. There might be this time. Yeah, see, there were 8 coins in the middle there. That's just a pattern that I always notice when I get this high up. Just another box. That's okay. Right now, I'm really hoping for the sad rain cloud. The spring is also nice because it increases your just general jump height and speeds up the process a little bit. Sometimes, it makes it a bit harder to control. Not always, but sometimes. So when choosing between the spring and the sad rain cloud, choose the spring. But both is nice. You can also have 2 sad rain clouds, but again, I like the spring because it speeds up the process just a little bit. Then again, so do sad rain clouds. So when you get into the 20,000 range, typically you don't see a lot of crates, so you don't have to worry too much about saving your super jump. All the non-disappearing platforms are only one ride. And I'm not saying that they can't spawn on one-wide platforms, but there are significantly fewer of them. And there we got the sad rain cloud. Now look how high I go. And of course, when you're invulnerable, you can run into the spikes without losing a life. You want to get as high as possible while you're invulnerable, just to increase your time playing. The further you go while you're invulnerable, the higher your score. And I'll show you an example right here. Right now, I'm at 21,626. As you can see, I went over 1,000 height. 1,000 feet? What unit does this game use? Collect this rocket because it's a nice break. Okay, now the items are getting really expensive, and I spent that on probably the worst item as of now. When you're this high up, yes, you are more likely to fall, but you're even more likely to hit one of these spikes that are here. Oof. Or get caught off guard by a spitty thingy. Get these coins while I'm at it. And I don't want to go too low, because now that I know that I have an item that could potentially save my life, chances are it won't. Might even get a new record here. So now that I'm on 1 life, this is a tip I should have mentioned earlier, but if you're on 1 life, do not buy any power-ups. You always want to make sure you have enough money at the end of the game, so that at the start of your next game, you can buy the 2 items at the very start, and then some. Oh, I actually avoided that JK-47. Now I'm really taking my time here, because I don't get a lot of margin for error, because these guys... Are you kidding? That's another reason why I just hate those. No, that's the only reason why I hate those. They show up when you don't want them to, and then it's just wasted. I was trying to jump on that bee. Like you saw, I was trying to jump on that bee. But the game decided it had better things to do than let me do that. And as you can see, I just got a new record right now. That jump, I'm convinced, is not possible without the whoopee cushion. Also, right here, I guess what you could do is jump to this block right here, and then use 2 jumps to go to this block, and then 2 jumps to go to this block. However, that is way more difficult, and what you could do is just use your whoopee cushion or spring to go directly to that block. Although it may seem like I'm really good at this, I don't come up here as high as this as much as you may think, so all this is still kind of new to me, so I'm just observing. And I could go faster, but taking it slow. Jump on as many enemies as you can. Get the invincibility boost whenever you can. I want to jump on you. Another perk of having the sad rain cloud. It's also a downside of having a sword, it just kills the enemies. I guess you won't have to worry about it, but you always want to jump on them to get good height. Oof. There we go. Oh well, that's fine. I got a new high score. Documented even. And it's not my highest ever. Actually, this score isn't my highest ever. But, yeah. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.